My answers are going to be jokes.
If you fill up, you fill up.
It's all yours.
Okay. Please start by saying your name and your relationship in the family.
My name is Larry Bellin. I'm the husband of Ronnie Bellin.
Larry, what is your earliest memory with Vera?
My earliest memory with Vera actually involves when I was invited out to dinner for the first and second time. And the first time, what I remember is that we were served meatloaf, and that I thought there wasn't enough bread. I thought there was too much bread in the meatloaf. Okay. The second time I was invited out, chocolate pudding was served, and I remember the chocolate pudding was burnt.
Did you have anything to say about the meatloaf that had too much bread in it?
I have a feeling that in my normal candor that I was brought up with, that I probably said something that may have even been an earshot of Vera, because I know I was highly disciplined on the way back to New York City by my girlfriend at the time.
But what was it that you think that you were speaking of? Were you speaking of meatloaf?
Yeah, I was speaking of the meatloaf because, you know, there's often breadcrumb content, and I guess that I was just used to a different consistency in meatloaf that I liked.
And the chocolate pudding?
And the chocolate pudding, I've always loved chocolate pudding, made my own chocolate pudding, and I was able to quickly determine that it had been overcooked.
Larry, what is your fondest memory with Vera?
My fondest memory with Vera is not necessarily of any specific incident, but just in terms of her overall very pleasing demeanor, number one, and also how I think impressed I was as a woman, as attractive as she was, also had such wonderful inner qualities.
Larry, this might be a hard question for you. What do you love about our family, the Grancio family?
What I love about the Grancio family is pretty much the cohesion the family has in rising to the occasion collectively. In many of the typical hills and valleys that happen in any one of the couples or siblings' lives, that there seems to be a tremendous amount of support, regardless of the differences that may exist from one sister to the other from time to time, like that. But when trouble brews, there's quite a great alliance within the family to help resolve whatever the problem may be.
Can you cite a specific incident that you witnessed the family banding together or helping somebody out?
Yes, I can.
Yes, you can what?
Yes, I can cite an incident or two where the family banded together to help on a given situation. I actually remember one of my first memories is probably, I think we were generally newly married, and I remember that Vera was in the process of a divorce with Andrew, like that. And certainly Jacqueline and John and Ronnie and I quickly came to help on some financial aspects of that situation, which helped make the transition to meeting the requests probably of Andrew's attorney to make this a clean-cut and satisfactory situation on both sides.
Okay. Larry,
I also remember there's been a number of medical situations that any number of the sisters or even Vera herself have gone through where it's called for a collective effort to get through those type of tough situations.
can you think of one example that you can really speak to when you witness something like this, how the family bent together in illness, banded together in illness?
Yes, I can think of a situation in particular where the family banded together was when Vera had serious problems with signs of cancer development, and where everybody collectively lent support in one way or the other. And she ended up going into the hospital and having a very serious surgery.
Were you there? Were other people there when she had the surgery?
I don't recall if I was there at the time of the operation, because I may have been in New York City working, but I'm sure that all of her daughters were.
Larry, what's one thing you learned from Vera?
I think the one thing I learned from Vera was, I think it had a lot to do with the way she, watching the way she bonded with her daughters. And it set a very good example for me to emulate myself within my own family with my children. And also her ability to try to work out differences that occurred from time to time with her daughters, as would happen in any family, but I got to watch her unique way of trying to bring some strong differences of opinion into some type of compromising position within her daughters.
Could you speak to what you interpreted Nana's unique way was of trying to bond people together?
Well, she reminded me of a diplomat that's running from government to government, trying to take the measure of each side's position on things, and then trying to smooth out some of those differences so that there'd be an amiable solution in the end.
Last question. Larry, how has Nana changed your life?
I think she's made me,
She has changed my life.
I think Vera has changed my life in terms of, number one, what the typical satirical presentation of mother-in-laws is that you see in real life and situation comedies and everything else like that. I have I think a wonderful bond with my mother-in-law. She treats me more like a son than like a son-in-law. She's probably taught me more about the importance of family than I learned from my own family, and probably also made me sensitive to, and I don't mean this in a negative sense, it made me sensitive to issues like that may not have been within my own experience or viewpoints before coming in contact with her and her family.
It's Nana's 90th birthday. Is there something you would like to say to her to wish her happy birthday?
On Vera's 90th birthday, I would like her to know how much I personally love her, how much she has added to my life, how fond I am of her very being, how much I admire her individual characteristics, and also how much I've admired her ability in some very trying times in her own life to rise above them and succeed like that in having very positive outcomes to conditions that in many cases have brought people down instead of building them up. Thank you.
All right, John. She's looking. Good.
You didn't hear us in the other room,
No.
did you?